Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of the Smart 7's brought to you by your nectar prices at Sainsbury's. These days it's hard to find value for money on your weekly shop, right? Well, maybe you're doing it wrong. You need to unlock the magic of your nectar prices at Sainsbury's. Every Friday, you can unlock up to 10 personalised discounts on things you love in the Nectar app. And the best part is that while nectar prices are for everyone, your nectar prices are just for you. So check your Nectar app and unlock your nectar prices to save more now. Enjoy your own personalised discount on things you love with your nectar prices at Sainsbury's. That's good food for all of us. The offer's for 18 plus, Nectar app required. Unlock up to 10 your nectar prices weekly. Available in supermarkets, online and in locals with Smart Shop. T's and C's apply. On today's Smart 7, government wins PPE MedPro case, France boards Russian drone boat and much more. It's Thursday 2nd of October, it's National Poetry Day and happy birthday Sting.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
The High Court ruled on Wednesday that a firm linked to Tory peer Michelle Mone breached a contract with the government to provide sterile gowns during the pandemic. The firm PPE MedPro is now required to pay back the £120 million it received for the gowns after failing to prove that they were appropriately sterilised. The high-profile case was dismissed by Baroness Mone's husband, Doug Barrowman, as a travesty of justice, and the peer called the judgment shocking but too predictable. Chancellor Rachel Reeves says the government will pursue the firm, which is now in administration, to collect the money.
That money belongs in our public services, and we have done everything in our power to get that money back. Anyone who got a government contract where the contract was not being fulfilled, we will come after that money.
Sir Keir Starmer was in positive form after his conference speech this week, with his new firmer Starmer persona gaining some traction. He sat down with Robert Peston to emphasise that he is confident in his ability to turn the economy around.
We had an election, we had it last July. I took over our party and people said, you won't be able to change it. I changed it. Then they said you won't be able to win the election. We won the election with a landslide. Now they say you can't change the country. I'll do the same. I'll change this country.
Tensions between NATO partners and Russia appear to be ramping up after a series of Russian provocations across European territories. Wednesday saw the French Navy board a Russian vessel that appears to be part of Russia's shadow oil fleet, but that is suspected of launching the drones that violated Denmark's airspace. The Kremlin has denied any knowledge of the incident, but with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz declaring that Germany is no longer at peace with Russia, former NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg says all options are now on the table.
The line between war and peace is more blurred than it used to be, and therefore we need a wide range of tools to respond in the proper way.
Ukrainian President Zelensky announced on Wednesday that his country has completed phase 1 of their application to join the EU and called for the process to move faster. Speaking at a meeting of EU leaders in Copenhagen, which saw an announcement of €4 billion in funding for Ukraine's defence budget, EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says the EU members fully understand the urgency.
So these are times where it is absolutely paramount that we have this common sense of urgency and unity to address these challenges. And therefore this informal European Council in Copenhagen comes just at the right time.
The US government is officially shut down for the first time in 7 years after Democrats in the Senate refused to agree to a short-term funding bill. The shutdown came after bitter partisan wrangling over healthcare and Democrats' attempts to cancel Medicaid cuts which were contained in Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. Thousands of federal workers have been furloughed, but the president is threatening mass layoffs if the shutdown continues, telling reporters it'll be mostly Democrats who get fired. Meanwhile, Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson has continued to repeat a debunked claim that Democrats are pulling the plug to ensure healthcare for illegal immigrants.
Democrats could have worked with us in a bipartisan manner to avert this unnecessary and very harmful shutdown. But instead, they did something that is rather shocking to us. They prioritized taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal aliens.
Actor and campaigner Hugh Grant isn't happy with the Labour government. He joined a group of campaigners outside the Labour conference in Liverpool this week, and he's calling for action from the government on the phone hacking scandal. He and other hacked-off activists are calling for press reform, and signs included "Britain deserves a better press." He says that there have been no real consequences for the media operators who carried out phone hacking on an industrial scale.
Having said for 12 years the Tories are awful, but once we're here, we'll take care of this. Suddenly, as the election loomed, dead silence.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, Champions League wins for Newcastle and Arsenal and tributes to a groundbreaking naturalist. Right after this.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back.
Wednesday night saw 9 Champions League games with more big names in action. Newcastle were on the road to face Belgian side Union Saint-Gilloise, or USG for short, where Eddie Howe's men recorded their best Champions League result so far with a 4-0 win. Marcus Rashford was involved for Barcelona as they faced PSG, but the Spanish Giants lost 2-1 at home. Man City travelled to Monaco and despite 2 goals from Erling Haaland could only draw, while Arsenal faced Greek side Olympiacos and won 2-0, their 14th home win in the Champions League group phase, which pleased manager Mikel Arteta.
Well, very happy obviously with the win and the clean sheet against, as we predicted, a very tough opponent. I think we started the game very, very good. Scored the goal, had some big chances that in the Champions League don't put them away. Credit to the boys the way we performed.
We're in October now, so it can't be long until we're facing the annual Christmas play at the school, with eager kids dressed as shepherds or in some cases sheep. But there's a startling new take on the nativity story this year, a devil-battling horror movie version called The Carpenter's Son. It sees Nicolas Cage play Joseph, with FKA Twigs playing Mary, and Noah Jupe as Jesus. Yes, the actual Jesus, who is tempted by the devil. Isla Johnston is the devil, with a manic pixie girl haircut, and the whole thing is just mad enough to be possibly genius. It hits cinemas in November.
For years we live in hiding, driven from every home. He bears a power you cannot understand, a power I cannot contain.
Scientist and groundbreaking global activist Jane Goodall has died aged 91. She was born in Bournemouth, but travelled the world in her journey to discover more about her beloved chimpanzees and worked tirelessly to safeguard their environment and the planet. Her foundation announced her death, describing her discoveries as revolutionising science, and praised her tireless work as an advocate for the protection and restoration of our natural world. She was a pioneer as a female scientist in the 1960s, and also in how she brought science to a wider audience through her work with the National Geographic Society. She was still active, speaking at the Forbes Sustainability Summit just last week. Rest in peace, Jane.
We are the most intellectual species to walk the planet, but we're not intelligent. If you're intelligent, you don't destroy your only home. And so we've got to get together, and scientists are beginning now to really work out technology that can help us live in greater harmony with the natural world.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key. And that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.